Here we go, another day, another mock draft here. This time, another 12-team league draft. I'm going to be doing mock drafts and putting them up every day until Tuesday when the season starts. So this time, I got the fourth pick in this mock draft, and we'll see how this one goes. So this draft's going to start right now, and the first pick is up. We'll see what goes on. So right here, we'll see if James Harden doesn't go first once again in this mock draft. 12-team league, 13 rounds, pretty much the same again. But these mock drafts, they're good practice because I got 2 drafts coming up this weekend. And for everyone out there, you should do mock drafts because you could get your strategy down and you could see which players you want to target here. And the first pick is James Harden, number 1. No surprise there. Anthony Davis, number 2. Can't go wrong with him or Giannis, in my opinion, at number 2. And now let's see who goes in number 3 here. And I got the fourth pick. I'll probably go Doncic or Giannis, depending which one of these players are here at that position. And that's a good start to start your team off. Yesterday's mock, if you didn't check it out, was a 14-team league mock draft. So check that out. That was a deep draft. Took some time, but I still think I got a decent team out of it. And now here I am. I'm going to take Giannis easily here at number 4. That's a no-brainer. So Doncic at 3. Hey, Doncic, he could be coming close to a triple-double average on the season. So him at going number 3 is not a bad take right there to get Luka. And then Giannis at 4, 29 and 13 last season, winning the MVP for Giannis. So how could I go wrong with him right there at number 4 in this draft? And now that's a good way to start off. We'll see who goes 5th here. In this draft, got Karl-Anthony Towns. That's where he's been going, but I keep saying in every mock, if you've been watching, Nikola Jokic. I prefer over Karl-Anthony Towns. Number 6, Steph Curry. Good spot for Curry. And then Lillard right after him. I'm fine with that. Both these guys are going to have good fantasy seasons and big years. Hopefully Curry stays healthy, and Lillard 30 points a game last season. I don't know if he'll match it again this year, but he's still going to be a monster for your fantasy team. And he's a good get. LeBron James, number 8. I think it's a little bit of a stretch to get LeBron at 8. I don't know if he's going to play every single game this season. They're definitely going to rest him after that tough schedule in the playoffs he had, and only 70 days in between the playoffs and the start of the season. Trae Young, number 9. Trae Young, that's a perfect spot to get Young. He's going to hit threes. He's going to score the basketball. He's got better teammates around him. His assists might even go up from 9.3 a game, so that's a good get there. Number 10, Devin Booker. Booker, I had him ranked as 15th on my rankings, but I don't have a problem with getting Booker at 10. It's another year of Booker. We'll see if he's going to improve even better than last season, where in the bubble he shot lights out. So Devin Booker, he's going to score the basketball a lot. He's going to hit a lot of threes, and he could have a monster season. Kevin Durant in number 11. I don't like it ahead of Djokovic. I know Kevin Durant, he's back. He's one of the best players we've seen in the last 10, 15 years in the NBA, but that Achilles injury is no joke, and it's first year back. We'll see how he reacts and plays, and hopefully he's back to 100%, but it takes time. Nikola Jokic, number 12, that's an absolute steal, in my opinion, to get the Joker at 12. He does a little bit of everything, and he's the second best big man in fantasy drafts. He's going to help you in points, rebounds, 6 or 7 assists as well. And at 12, why not? Number 13, Jason Tatum. You know, I'm big on Tatum if you've been watching the videos. I think he takes even a next step here with Boston. They gave him the max contract. Kemba Walker, he's out a month or 2 with his injury. So Tatum, he's going to have more time with the ball in his hands, and he might even run the point forward. Number 14, Russell Westbrook. Westbrook, I think he could come close or even average a triple-double this season with his new team in Washington. And for him, he had a decent year with Houston as far as fantasy basketball, but his real life, it just didn't work out, and they parted ways for John Wall. Bam Adebayo, number 15. I think they got him a little bit early here. I'd rather have Joel Embiid than Bam Adebayo, but Bam's a solid player. He's going to help you a lot in categories and field goals, free throw, rebounds and stuff. So he's not a bad get over there. And now I'm up with my second pick of the night. I'm going Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons is going to have a big season this year. And if he could develop a jump shot, watch out. He could be a top 10 pick next season. Number 16, Joel Embiid, and Simmons, his teammate. Embiid, the only thing with him is he going to be healthy. It seems like every year he misses a chunk of games, but when he does play, he gives you everything pretty much, is Embiid. And he's a good center. He's a good player. He's there with Philadelphia. There's rumblings now that Ben Simmons might be included in the James Harden package. We'll wait and see what happens with that. But I think Embiid, no matter who he has over there, he's still going to do his thing. And just injuries the concern. Kawhi Leonard at number 17, that's a pretty good spot to get him. Leonard, is he going to play back-to-backs? Is he going to have load management? I don't know. With Tyronn Lue and this Clipper staff is going to do with Leonard. But if Leonard plays, 60, 70 games of the 72, that would be a huge plus because he's one of the best players in the NBA. Bradley Beal, 18. Beal's a stud. He's going to have another good season. I know Westbrook's going to take some touches from him, but it looks like Westbrook's not going to play back-to-back. So Beal on the nights Westbrook's off, his usage is going to go up even more. And Beal last year on All-Star Starman, he averaged 30 points a game. So to get Beal at 18 is good. And I'm up again here with the 28th pick. We got Zion, Ja Morant, Rudy Gobert, Vukovic, Jamal Murray. I think I like Jamal Murray here. Murray, I think he takes the next step, has a big season, and now I got the top two guys on the Denver Nuggets. And Murray, he could score with the best of them. We saw his hunger and his prowess for the game, and he loves the game, is Murray, and he never gave up, and that's what we saw in the playoffs from him and the Denver Nuggets the whole year. I know they fell short to the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, but Jamal Murray now and Jokic with that playoff experience, I think these guys are going to take it into the regular season and have huge seasons for their teams and whoever drafts them here in fantasy basketball. Jimmy Butler, number 19. Butler, he does a little bit of everything. He's going to be a small forward and powered forward in fantasy, and I think he has a great year. Paul George, number 20, he got the huge contract. He's ready to prove haters wrong this season after that embarrassing playoff games at the end of that series versus Denver. So I think George and the Clippers, they're motivated, and they're going to have good seasons, most of these guys. And George last year was health for him. He had the shoulder injury, and he missed the beginning of the year. But this year, he's 100%, it looks like. He's focused, he's in the gym, and he's ready to go. Simmons at 21, like I said. If he goes to Houston, his value is going to go up even more, I believe, over there in Houston is Simmons. So me taking him in the second round, I like it. And I think he's going to produce. DeAndre Ayton, 22, good center. He's got Chris Paul there. He's one of the only true centers left in basketball, and he's a good get at 22. He's going to give you double-doubles. He's going to block shots, and if he could get a jump shot, he's going to have a great season. Kyrie Irving, 23. That's about right for him. End of the second round for Kyrie. Kyrie, he's not going to play back-to-backs. Nash said it already. He's always injured, so Irving was a guy I said to avoid. And I'm happy I didn't have to deal with him, and I'm not looking to draft him in my regular season drafts this season. John Collins, 24. Collins with a breakout season last year, but I think those numbers go down a little for Collins with the rivals of Gallinari, Bogdanovich, and Rondo. There's a lot of good players on that Hawk team, and someone's going to take a hit in their stats, and I think John Collins, it might be him. Donovan Mitchell, 25. That's a good pick to get Mitchell at that point. Mitchell last year, he took the next step just like Murray in that crazy playoff series in the first round where these guys were going for 40 and 50 points a game on each other. And Mitchell's a great player. He's the spider. And if I just want to see him improve in assists and three-pointers, and he'll be real good. Zach LaVine, 26. LaVine, we know one thing he does great, and that's score the basketball. Is LaVine, and he's the number one option over there in Chicago. They were rumblings he was going to get traded in the offseason, but that didn't come. So LaVine, he's going to have a lot of usage. He's going to take a lot of shots, and he's going to help in threes and points. And he had 25 points a game last year. We'll see if he could do it again. 27, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's the last big name left over there in OKC, and he's got the keys to the offense. He's going to have a huge season because they pretty much got him and Al Horford as their two main guys, and a bunch of young guys like Dort, Baisley over there. Steven Adams got shipped out as well, so Gilgeous-Alexander on usage alone, and his talent's going to be good. Murray, I took at 28. Vukovic, 29. He's a double-double machine. Perfect spot to get the Vuk here in the third round. And he's a true center as well. And he's starting to hit threes. Ja Morant, Rookie of the Year, number 30. Morant, he's going to have a good season. If he can improve his shooting, like I say every draft, he's going to be good this year. Jusuf Nurkic, 31. That's a bit of a reach, in my opinion, to see guys like Siakam and Rudy Gobert and Zion and Drummond to go after Nurkic. That's a pretty reach. Nurkic, he was injured badly a few years ago and last season, but he's back. He looked decent, but I'd rather have these other guys who do a little bit more than Nurkic. These other guys can shoot, and they give you other categories besides rebounds and points. Siakam, 32. Siakam, what a season he had last year. Now with Marc Gasol out of town and Serge Ibaka, he's going to play even more and have the ball more in his hands, and 32 is a perfect spot for Siakam. He's a player I would even try to get earlier if I could, and now I'm up again here in the fourth round. We got Jalen Brown, D'Angelo Russell, Gordon Hayward, C.J. McCollum, Michael Porter. I'm going to go D-Russ here. I think he has a good season as Russell in his first full year with the Minnesota Timberwolves. This guy, he's a baller. He shoots a lot of threes. He makes a lot of plays. I know Ricky Rubio and Towns are there, and the first pick of the draft, Anthony Edwards. But I still like D'Angelo Russell a lot. He's going to help me, and he could have huge scoring nights this season. Rudy Gobert, 33, solid center. Points, rebounds, block shots. He plays a lot of games. He's barely injured. That's a good pick. 34, Zion Williamson. He was in my top 30, and to get him at 34 is pretty good. It was him or Murray for me, but Murray, I think, will be more consistent. Zion last year, at the end of the year, he looked out of shape, but so far in training camp, he came into shape, and he looks pretty good. But we'll see if he could stay healthy. But Zion, if he gets a shot, what a season he's going to have. Zion, 22 points last year of just fast breaks and bully ball. So that's solid for the big man. Drummond, 35. Drummond, 17 and 15 last season with almost 2 blocks a game. And Drummond, I think he has another pretty good year here in Cleveland, even though Kevin Love's there. Love, I don't know how many games he's going to play. And Drummond, he's going to get some of his stats stolen by Love, I think, in the rebound category. But you can't go wrong with him here in the third round. Brandon Ingram, 36. I'm a big Ingram guy, and Ingram, he's just going to get better. He got paid now, so that's done with. And now he's just got to go out there and perform. And he's got a great supporting cast. Is Ingram over there in New Orleans. And a few years ago when he got drafted, they compared him to Kevin Durant. And some of those comparisons look like they're coming true. The way he scores the basketball and the plays he can make is Ingram. And now I'm up again here at 52. C.J. McCollum, I'm going to take him. McCollum, I think he's going to be good this season. He's a good player. You know, he's going to play a lot of games. He's McCollum and have a good year. He's going to help in threes, field goal, free throw. He's going to help in... And he's going to be good, man. C.J. McCollum, to get him in the 5th round, why not? So I like him where I got him in the 5th. Then we went here, Christian Wood. Tobias Harris, 38. Harris, a little bit of a reach here. Philly's got a lot of options. And if they get James Harden, his numbers will go down. Chris Paul, 39. Chris Paul with Phoenix now. He's going to have a similar role like he did with the Thunder this Paul. And I like where he went. De'Aaron Fox, number 40. Fox is like the only king besides Buddy Hield I would want on my fantasy team this season. Unless I could get Whiteside late. And Fox, he'll be the man there. He's got to improve his shooting. But besides that, he's a solid pick at 40, 41. True Holiday, he's on Milwaukee. His numbers might take a little bit of a hit. With obviously Giannis, Chris Middleton over there. But anyway, anyone on Milwaukee who's starting, they're going to have good value and play a good role. And plus, Milwaukee gave up a lot for True Holiday. Then we got 44, Chris Middleton. Middleton, solid veteran, 18, 20 points a game He'll help you in threes, field goals. He'll get some rebounds. And he's not bad. 43, Fred VanVleet. I'm not sold on him. I know Toronto is. They gave him a boatload of money here in the offseason, is VanVleet. Kyle Lowry's still there, though. They still got Siakam, who I think will be the main guy. And VanVleet, he's a couple category guy. He don't do too much of anything to be great. And I think it's a reach. 44, Christian Wood. He made his preseason debut last night. And Wood, he looked good, surprisingly. But Wood, I still don't like him this early in fantasy drafts. There's just a lot of mouths to feed over there in Houston. Obviously, James Harden, if he stays, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon. So Wood, I don't think he's going to have huge games each and every night. So he's a guy I would have waited around the two more to get if he was there. D'Angelo Russell, like I said, I got him at 45, 46. Kyle Lowry, you know how I feel about him. I don't think he'll be that good as Lowry. He's still a solid veteran, but for fantasy, I would have waited on him. Number 47, DeMar DeRozan. He's a one-trick pony. He don't really hit threes. He still could score the basketball. But besides that, he don't do much in fantasy. And in the fourth round, I would pass up on him there. Jalen Brown, 48. Jalen Brown, solid player. He's young. He's still got full of room of potential to improve as well. And I like Jalen Brown, especially with Walker out. He's going to have more usage as well. I'm up again here. What do we got? John Wall, Cody White, Steven Adams, Kevin Love, Julius Randle. Porzingis, I'm not taking him. I'm going to go Julius Randle here. I need another big. Right now, I'm loaded at guards with Ben Simmons, Jamal Murray, D. Russ, and C.J. McCollum. So Randle, he's a better fantasy player than real life player, where he could get a double-double and he could get you 17 to 20 a game with 8 or 9 to 10 rebounds a game. So Randle here in the 6th round, I'm fine with it, taking him there. And now let's see what other picks. Mitch Robinson, 49. I think that's a little bit of reach. He'll be a rebounder and a shot blocker, and he'll be decent on the field goal percentages, Mitch. But I still think he goes too high in these drafts. And Nerlens Noel might start. LaMarcus Aldridge, 50. We'll see what he could do this season. He's improved his three-point shot. Is Aldridge, he's up there in age for San Antonio. But besides that, he'll be decent, but I wouldn't take him at 50. I would have waited around the more for LaMarcus Aldridge. And now I'm up again here. Who do we got on the board? We got Bledsoe. He's not starting, though. Kevin Love, Horford, Gallinari, Aaron Gordon, Blake Griffin. I like Blake Griffin a lot, and I keep getting him in these mocks. People sleeping on Blake. Blake, he could give you a double-double, I think, this season. And obviously, he's improved. Is Blake Griffin over the years with his shooting. And the thing with him is health. And if he could stay healthy, he's fine. And I got him in the 7th round. Maybe I reached, but I didn't like the other options on the board at this time. 51, Valanciunas. He's a decent center. Just with him, his health as well. He could get a double-double, and he's going to play a lot of minutes for Memphis. 52, McCollum. Buddy Hield, 53. He's going to help in threes. He could score the basketball. Look out for him being traded, though, by the deadlines in March. Hassan Whiteside, 54. He blocks shots. He gets rebounds. He goes back to where it all started, and he's playing for another contract. 55, Gordon Hayward. He's hurt again with a finger or a hand injury. I don't know how long he's going to be out, if he's going to be out at all. But I don't like Hayward here. Andrew Wiggins, 56. I'm fine with Wiggins at 56. He's going to have a big role, I think, this season with the Warriors. And he's going to be the second option with Thompson out. 57, Michael Porter Jr. This is a steal, I think, at 57. I've been seeing him going 3rd, 4th round in drafts. He's going to be a breakout. He's going to be a star as Porter, especially with Grant gone, and that small forward position is open over there in Denver. So he's a good get. 58, Miles Turner, good center, shoots threes, could get a double-double. Lauri Markkanen, he was a stretch of 59. I don't think he'll be that good this season, Markkanen. He struggled last year. Rookie year, he was great, but I don't know what's going on with him over there in Chicago. So at 59, that's a stretch. 60, T.J. Warren. He broke out in the bubble, but he's banged up with plantar fasciitis. But if you got injured spots for Warren, then you got to play him. But get him, I mean. But if not, Warren, he could fall in the drafts is Warren. So he was at 60, 61. Jaren Jackson, he went too early in this draft. Who knows how long he's out for when there's better players. 62, Clint Capella. Capella, he's going to play this season for the first time with the Hawks, it seems like. Last year he barely played, and I think he's going to have a decent year, and he's a true center as well, is Capella. And now 63, Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon, he's just got to stay healthy, is Brogdon this season. If he is, he's a guy who could put up some triple-doubles as the year goes on. 64, Lonzo Ball. He's starting once again over there in New Orleans. And now I'm up again. What do we got here on the board? Brook Lopez, Brandon Clark, Ricky Rubio, Markelle Fultz, Deontay Graham, Bogdanovich. We got Derrick Rose, Otto Porto, LaMelo Ball, Serge Ibaka. Think I'm going to go Brook Lopez here. One more big guy I need in there for my team to balance it out. And right now my team's looking decent. Ben Simmons, Jamal Murray, D. Russ, Giannis, Julius Randle, Blake Griffin, Brook Lopez, and McCollum. So I balance it out here a little here on this roster. And I'm up in a few picks, but I'll go back to the other players picked. Where was I now? Right here, Lonzo Ball, 64, 65, Oladipo. A little bit of a stretch, but I think he has a good season. DeJounte Murray looks like he's going to be starting for San Antonio. So to get him at 66, that's a pretty decent pick. If he's going to get the keys there with Derek White hurt. Draymond Green, 67. I don't think Green's the same anymore over here for that Golden State team. But in the 6th round, I guess it's not bad. Kelly Oubre, 68, the new Warrior. His numbers might go down a little, but I like Oubre's game, and he fits that run and gun style. 69, Randall. Like I said, I think he's going to be a double-double guy for the Knicks. And the Knicks, they don't have many options on their roster, so he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. 70, Porzingis. For 70, not bad, but Porzingis, he's a guy I said avoid altogether. I don't think he's going to play that much this season, and who knows when he's coming back. John Wall, 71. If he's healthy, that's a steal here. At the end of the 6th round is John Wall. He's just got to stay healthy, and if they trade Harding, his value would go up. Is Wall. If Harden leaves, he'll have the ball in his hands. Covington, 72 on Portland. He's going to be a stretch guy. He's going to be a good part of the team, and hopefully he has the same type of value he does like he did with the Rockets. I'm up again here. My buddy Markelle Fultz is there. I'm big on Fultz. People sleeping on him. But this guy, he's ready to take the next step, and his jump shot's been improving. Thomas Bryant, 73. Hopefully he breaks out like he did a few years ago with double-double. 74, Steven Adams. He's with the Pelicans now. He's going to be an enforcer and possibly a double-double guy in that fast-paced offense. 75, Kobe White. He's the starter in Chicago, and he's going to have a good season. I like him a lot. 76, I got Griffin. 77, Al Horford. Probably a reach a little bit, but over there in OKC, it's about the kids this season. But they need some veterans, and Horford, maybe he could still put up some decent numbers. 78, Eric Bledsoe, he's on New Orleans. His value takes a hit. He probably won't start. Lonzo will probably be the starter. 79, Marcus Smart. He don't do too much things that are that great in fantasy, but he does a little bit of everything. But still, 79, I don't think I like him there. 80, Tyler Hero. We saw what he did last season in the playoffs. Hero with that experience under his belt, it's going to help him here in the regular season and fantasy basketball. 81, Gallinari, he's with the Hawks. He's at a perfect spot here at 81. He's going to help in threes, scoring, free throws, and field goal. And Gallinari, the Rooster, I think he'll have a good season. Derek White, waste of a pick. He's going to be out a long time, it looks like, with the toe injury. And DeJounte Murray, he'll be the starter there. White, I don't think he's that good to pick him in the 7th round and stash. Harrell, 6th man of the year last year. Now with the Lakers, my only concern, they reached here a little for him. And now with Davis and LeBron as his teammates, I don't know if Harrell's going to have the ball in his hands that much, even if he's not on the court with those guys much. Sexton, 84, he's starting. It's his 3rd season, and maybe he'll break out. 85, Kemba Walker, he's hurt. Who knows how long he's out, but to get him in the 8th, 9th rounds, not bad to stash a good player like Walker. Aaron Gordon, 86, We'll see if he stays with Orlando. It looks like they've been trying to trade him now the last few years. He's an athletic guy, but if he could just get a jump shot, sky's the limit for him. Wendell Carter, 87. He's starting in Chicago, but he doesn't do too much of good things as Wendell Carter. And he's a guy I said I would avoid. 88, OG Anunoby. He gets an opportunity this season, but I think he's got some overhype in him coming into the year. James Wiseman, 89, a great rookie. I think he has a big season in his first year with Golden State, and he's a true center that's going to help him blocks, rebounds, and put back buckets. He'll do too. Mikal Bridges, 90. I can live with it. He gives a little bit of everything in fantasy. He's on a good team with a lot of good parts in Phoenix, and I think he could be a decent fantasy player. Number 91, Kevin Love. At this point in the draft, it's a steal, even though we'll see if Love even plays a full season. It seems like he misses months at a time for the last few years. 92, Mike Conley, the veteran point guard. He's still playing there. He's still a leader, and I like Conley a lot. He could get the job done and still help the Jazz and fantasy teams. So he's 92. 93, I took Brook Lopez. 94, Ricky Rubio. He's with Minnesota once again, and he's going to help in assist, free throw shooting, and steals. Bogdan Bogdanovic, he's with Atlanta. He's going to have a role. He's shooting guard, small forward, power forward. Last year, he had a decent year, and he got a big contract now after leaving Sacramento, and I think he fits Atlanta well, so he's a good pick here at the end of the 8th. Brandon Clark, number 96, he does a little bit of everything, is Clark. He's a good fit for fantasy teams in this round, and he's a good fit here with Memphis, obviously, so I like him there, and I'm up again at 117. We got Seth Curry, Larry Nance, Will Barton, Alfred Payton, Obi Toppin. He's got a photo now. He didn't have one yesterday. Chris Booker, Otto Porto, DiVincenzo. Gonna go Allen here. Allen, he could help in points. 10, he could get 10, 8, and 2 blocks a game. And that's perfect, I think, at this time to get Allen. So then 97, Raquan Holmes. We'll see what he could do, is Holmes. This season, he's going to get a chance in Sacramento, but there was better options. Boogie Cousins and Ibaka and Bertans went over him. So 97, I don't like it. Bagley, same thing with him. He's had chances. He was great in college, but in the NBA, it really hasn't translated. Jeremiah Grant, you know how I feel about him. I think he's a bust this season with the Detroit Pistons. He fit perfect over there with Denver, but I think Detroit's going to ask him to do too much, and he's not going to get the job done. 100, I took Fultz. I think he has a great season now. He's comfortable in Orlando. He was good last season, and this year I think he's even better. Devontae Graham, 101. Graham was great last season. Just the only thing that worries me is Rozier and Ball play pretty much the same position as him. And how many minutes is he going to play? 20, 25? Who knows? But we'll see. Bertans stretch 4, 102. He'll hit threes, get rebounds, and he'll score about 12, 13 a game. His numbers should go down a little now with Westbrook in town. Bogdan, I'm up again here. We got DeAndre Jordan, Teague, Alfred Payton, Joe Harris, Toppin, Anthony Edwards, Terrence Ross, Marcus Gasol, Dinwiddie, Harrison Barnes, Baisley. I think I'm going to go Obi Toppin. I think Toppin's going to have a good role with this Knicks team. Well, they picked it for me. They got me Josh Richardson because I ran out of time talking too much. Well, maybe I could get Toppin on the next time, in the next round here. Derrick Rose, 104. He's not starting, but Rose, a good veteran presence, and to get him in the 9th round's not bad. Serge Ibaka, 105. He's with the Clippers now. He's going to be good. Blocks, rebounds, three-pointers. He's probably going to start at powered forward, I believe, or center for this Clipper team, depending what they want to do. Karis LeVert, 106. He's going to play a lot, even with Durant there. You know, him and Irvin, they're not going to play every game this season. And there'll be nights where LeVert's the number one man. R.J. Barrett, 108. He's going to be a good usage guy in New York. He's going to get a lot of opportunities and play as R.J. Barrett. And at 107, Why not? You're getting a guy who's going to start and play 30, 35 minutes a game, and he's only going to improve. Lou Williams, 6th Man of the Year for a couple years in his career, and now another season with the Clippers. He's going to help, and he's a good guard to get late in this draft. 109, the Boogie Cousins. He's looked good in the preseason, but a lot of bad injuries in his career in the last few years. We'll see if he bounces back. LaMelo Ball, 110. That's a good number. Where to get Ball? Like I said, and another thing, I saw him go 16 in a mock draft, which is crazy. But to get him at 110, that's a good pick. D is 111. He's starting with Tristan Thompson out, and he does the dirty work, and he can help in rebounds and blocks. 112, Duncan Robinson. We saw Robinson break out last season with the Heat team, and if he does get traded for James Harden, maybe he would still fit over there in Houston. But at 112, you can't go wrong. Millsap, 113. He's still going to start with the Denver Nuggets, is Millsap, And he's going to add some three-pointers, points, and rebounds. And a 12-team league, you got to dig deep a little to get some players. Fournier, 114. Good pick, three-point shooter. He's going to help free throw and field goal, and he's solid. He's a quiet fantasy player. You don't notice, but he does get the job done. Norman Powell, 115. His role should go up over there in Toronto, but I think you could have waited a bit longer. Killian Hayes at 116. I'm big on Hayes. I actually drafted him in one regular season draft I had so far. He's starting in Detroit, and he's a polished rookie who played overseas, so he's ready for the NBA. Jared Allen, I got him 117. Nerlens Noel, 118. He's going to have a good role with the Knicks. He'll help in blocks, rebounds, and he could score the basketball a little as well, even though he's banged up. Will Barton, 119. He's back from injury. He was a good fantasy player 2 seasons ago, and this year he'll have a decent role now with Jeremy Grant out of town and Torrey Craig. DiVincenzo, 120. He's starting this season for Milwaukee, and he's going to shoot threes. He's going to score 10, 12 points a game, and he could get some steals. So he's a good pick at 120. 121, Otto Porter Jr., Chicago Bulls. He's going to start. His numbers have gone down the last few years, is Otto Porter. So we'll see what he could do. Dennis Schroeder, 122. He's probably going to start for the Lakers, but I think his numbers go down. Last year in OKC, obviously the talent wasn't as good as the Lakers, but Dennis Schroeder, he's still a solid pick for a guy to have as one of your utility guys or a guy on the bench. So at 122, it's good. P.J. Washington with the Charlotte Hornets, he was good last season. And at 123, that's a good pick here in the 11th round for a guy who could contribute to your fantasy team and help you in a few categories. 124, they auto-picked for me Josh Richardson because I was talking too much. He was good last season. He had 15 points a game. He hits threes, and he's pretty good at the foul line as well, and he got traded for Seth Curry this offseason. So I'm thinking he'll have a role in Dallas. Jeff Teague, he's going to start this season. Now with Kemba Walker out, and I can't knock it in the 11th round, getting a starting point guard. I don't think his numbers will be great, but he'll still be decent. Goran Dragic went 126, but I'm up again here on the clock. And right now, 2 more spots to fill. I think I'm pretty balanced. At this point in the draft, you go best player available. And hey, Toppin was there. He's going to have a big role with the Knicks. He's going to play a lot, and he's an athletic guy, and he could shoot threes as well. So I like getting Toppin here at 141. So Goran Dragic, 126. That's a steal. He's a veteran and stuff. Is Dragic, and to get him at 126 is good. Larry Nance, athletic guy. He could help in a couple categories. 127, 128, Seth Curry. He's with Philly, and his father-in-law as his head coach now. But with Simmons and Embiid, he's going to have a lot of open looks, and he'll be good. 129, Rue Hachimura. He was good 2 seasons ago in fantasy, and this year I think he could be decent as Hachimura. He just has to stay healthy and play. DeAndre Jordan, 130. He's just a name at this point. Allen's going to play the majority for this Nets team at center. But Jordan as a bench guy and a big guy in spot plays, why not? And I'm up last time here. We got Hayes, Trevor Ariza, Kyle Kuzma, Carmelo Anthony, Okoro. Think I'm going Melo here. Melo, he's my sleeper. Last season I had him, and he was helping me in points and rebounds, and he was actually hitting about 2 threes a game as well. So Carmelo Anthony, he could still contribute to an NBA team and to fantasy teams. And the other options here, I just wasn't that big on these guys. So I got Melo, and to get him here in the last round in a 12-team league draft, why not? So right here, we got Terry Rozier, 131. The only thing with him, his playing time's going to be cut with LaMelo Ball. 132, Spencer Dinwiddie. I like the pick. Kyrie Irving, he might not last the whole season. And Dinwiddie, we seen him have some big games over the years when Irving was out last season as well. So I like him there. Dylan Brooks, 133. He's a solid player. He's more of a better real-life player than a fantasy player. But at this point in the draft, you're looking for guys who are diamond in the roughs and who could contribute. 134, Anthony Edwards. He was the first pick overall for the Minnesota Timberwolves this season. And yeah, you got to take a shot on the first pick in the NBA draft. And to get him in fantasy in the 12th round's good. Kevin Huerter, 135. I don't know if he's going to have that big of a role over there in Atlanta with all the new guys they signed. But Huerter, he's a good three-point shooter, decent role player, and hopefully he has a role to be a factor. Tim Hardaway, 136. He's just a scorer, and that's about it for fantasy. But to get a guard who could score the basketball this late in the draft, a guy who could go for 30-point games here and there, it's not bad. Cam Reddish, I don't know what his role is going to be really over there in Atlanta. Like I said, they got tons of guys. But Reddish, I like. Tyrese Halliburton, he went 138. He's a rookie. He's pretty decent. And the Kings, they're going to play the kids. They got no veterans over there, really, except Harrison Barnes and Hield. So Halliburton, he's going to get a chance. Alfred Payton, it looks like he's going to be the starter for the New York Knicks this season. And he does a little bit of everything. He's just not going to hit threes and his field goal percentage. But assists, rebounds, and steals, he's going to help. 140, Terrence Ross, he's a good three-point shooter, and he's probably going to start for the Magic again this season, is Ross. He was good last year. He had a little bit of a breakout, and I think this year he does a decent. Obi Toppin, I got him 141. They're going to give him the opportunity. The Knicks were big on him. They got the man they targeted in the draft, so he's going to get the opportunities, and I think he can help in threes, points, and rebounds. Chris Booker, he's going to have a decent role in Toronto with Gasol and Ibaka leaving town. Even though they got Baines and Alex Len, I think Booker will be ahead of Len, and I think Baines and him will fight for the starting job. DeLon Wright, 144. Baines, 143, like I said. Bridges, 145. Charlotte, they got a decent team now with a lot of depth. And Bridges, he's an athletic guy who's had some big games last season. And this year, he's going to play his minutes. I don't think he'll be that great for fantasy, but in the 13th round, you're just trying to get, something cooking and hopefully find the guy. Tristan Thompson, 146. He's going to be out, it looks like, opening day with the hamstring injury is Thompson, but he's a guy that could put up a double-double, and he's a good shot blocker and good for field goal. So late in the draft, it's a good pick. Joe Harris, 147. The Nets believed in him, giving him a huge contract this offseason, and he fits well as a three-point shooter with the Brooklyn Nets with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So I like Joe Harris here this late in the draft. 148, Carmelo Anthony, I took him. I think he's going to be solid this season. Last year, he had a good role with Portland, and he's going to help in points, three-point shooting, and he's going to help also in rebounding. Kevin Porter, 149. Porter, we'll see this season if he has a good year, but he's out right now with a personal issue, but hopefully he's ready for opening day. 150, Darius Garland. Garland, he's got to improve this season. Last year, it wasn't a great rookie season for him, but I think this year, another year under his belt, and Cleveland going with the kids for the most part starting. Besides Larry Nance and Drummond and Love, he's going to have every opportunity, and hopefully he gets it going. Maxi Kleber, 151, he's possibly going to be a starter this year until Kristaps Porzingis comes back for this Dallas Maverick team. And Kleber, he's not a bad player to have. He could shoot the ball a little too. He could rebound. He could score. and he's not bad to take a flyer on him here in the last round. 152, Joe Ingles, the veteran forward. He could shoot threes. He's a good role player in Utah, and he can make a few plays, I think, for this Utah team this season. 153, Malik Beasley, he got a good payday this offseason with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I think he's going to get a chance to play a lot. But the only thing in Minnesota, they got D-Ross, they got Ricky Rubio, Anthony Edwards, so a lot of players over there in Minnesota, so we'll see how they orchestrate the playing time over there. 154, Jacob Poultry, he's going to have a decent role this season with the San Antonio Spurs, I believe. We'll see what he could do. He's more of a small stack guy where he could get 8 and 8, and he'll help in block shots as well. But at 13, you're just looking for something to happen, and a sleeper guy. 155, Eric Gordon, he's still going to have a huge role, probably be the sixth man this season in Houston. He's going to help in threes, free throw percentage, and scoring. So at 155, not bad. And Jordan Clarkson, 156, he finally got paid a good contract this offseason by the Utah Jazz, is Jordan Clarkson, and he's a good player. He's going to come off the bench and have a similar role like Eric Gordon does each and every season, is Jordan Clarkson. And now we'll go to my final roster. At point guard, Ben Simmons, he's going to be good. I like where I got him in the second round. Third round, I got Jamal Murray. Murray, you know what he's going to do. He's a good player. Then I got D'Angelo Russell, fourth round at 45. Josh Richardson, they auto-picked for me because I was busy talking. Giannis, I got him fourth overall. I think that's a steal. In my opinion, he's a number 2 guy overall in fantasy. Julius Randle, I got him in the 6th round. Randle, I think he'll have a good season. Like I said, he's a double-double guy, and he's going to score and get rebounds. Blake Griffin, 7th round, I got him here. Blake, he could shoot the 3. He could rebound. He could score. Just field goal percentage is what I worry about him. Brook Lopez, he's a center that does a little bit of everything, and he fits well with Milwaukee. So to get him in the 8th round is Brook. Not bad. CJ McCollum, he's going to give me 3 scoring, field goals, free throw. And CJ McCollum, he's a guy that barely misses games. So I like him there. Markelle Fultz, I'm high on him this season. I think he's going to be even better than last year, and he was pretty good in the second half of the season, and the Magic like him. He's probably going to be the 6th man over there, and that's a perfect role for him, and he was a good get for me in the 9th or 10th round here. Jared Allen with the Brooklyn Nets, he's going to help me in block shots, rebounds, and he'll get about 9 or 10 points a game. I don't think DeAndre Jordan is going to have that big of a role this season, so I think Allen, he was a perfect get at 117. The next guy is Obi Toppin of the New York Knicks. The Knicks were high on him. They almost traded up to try to get him in the draft, but for them, it was lucky he fell. And Toppin, I think he's going to be a good three-point shooter. He's going to get rebounds. He's going to score the basketball and have a decent field goal percentage for the rookie. So I think at this point in the draft, in the 12th round, he was a good guy to get. And my final pick was Carmelo Anthony of the Portland Trailblazers. Melo, he's going to be a 6th man off the bench. It's a perfect role he played last season for this team, scoring the basketball off the bench. And he's going to play his 20, 25 minutes. And if he could get a couple threes, a few rebounds, and a steal a game, that's not bad production for a guy you're going to use spotly and a guy on your bench in fantasy. So my team, it's pretty balanced. 12-team league, that's a pretty serious league where you got to know your stuff, I believe. And my team's good. Just probably rebounds and block shots I would have some problems with if it was a regular season league and we were keeping track of the stats and matchups. But I like the team I got. I had the 4th pick in this draft. And that's the mock draft for a 12-team league with a few days left to the season. Each and every day I'm going to be uploading a couple more mocks. The next one's going to be another 10-team league mock draft. So be on the lookout for that one. But this was a 12-team mock draft, and that's my team.